Welcome back, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, to the super, not funny show, reviews. And today I'm going to be reviewing Batman Unburied, episodes 3 and 4, the podcast audio drama come to you from Spotify and DC and Warner Brothers. So, was it good? Was it bad? And should you be watching? Episodes 3 and 4. Apparently, they're doing a 2 episode per week drop from here on out, so we can expect that. A good hour's worth, a little more than an hour's worth of content to listen to. Episode 3, called Dog with a Bone, focuses on Barbara Gordon and her, her investigation into the disappearance, the apparent death of Bruce Wayne. And the episode seems to essentially, I guess, more or less answer the question of, was the first 2 episodes real, a fever dream, or something like that? That doesn't definitively, but in this one, Barbara definitely knows who Bruce Wayne is and that he's Batman. And she is a detective in GCPD. And also, we find out that her dad has been sort of run out of the force because of his crusading against corruption and whatnot, and also as a result of an injury suffered when trying to apprehend the Riddler. We find that she is teamed up with Renee Montoya, who, if you follow the comics, you know who she ends up being in the future. Ends up being a superhero in the future, but we don't know for sure if she is also Batgirl, but we can assume. But she is a detective working in the GCPD, and kind of has, the legacy of her father sort of against her. But at the same time, she's convinced that Bruce isn't dead, but is also being forced to follow up on the Harvester, the serial killer, and his whole thing. And it's interesting to see her and Renee Montoya and their back and forth, but also to see the sort of the toxic work environment within the GCPD, not just for for her as a woman, and among men who are sort of shitty, but also as the daughter of a known corruption buster, and Gotham City's full of corruption. What's kind of cool about this episode, you get to really see her hacking skills and how she kind of deploys them, and just being a good detective to work out in her mind that Bruce isn't dead, but instead someone potentially has either apprehended him or something like that. That also leads her to the Riddler, who finds it. He lets her know that he knows that Bruce isn't dead, and also that he's, of course, most of the time he's put 2 and 2 together and figured out who Batman actually is, and that leads her to go see him in Arkham. Episode 4 is entitled "I Am a Crook," and we get to see more Riddler and Barbara Gordon sort of strike out at investigating, trying to find out who could have covered up this plane crash to make Bruce Wayne disappear, and why would they do it, and what does it have to do with everything. And what's pretty great about this is that Barbara Gordon has all the reason in the world not to want to work with him, and in fact to hold a huge grudge against him, but she's practical, and he's a means to an end. We also get to see more of Riddler, not so much in the context of being the villain, but instead being the criminal mind, I suppose you can say, with the desire to find out, and wants to know who the heck these people are themselves, and of course he's there, wanting some help to get early parole. I find their dynamic pretty interesting, and as being his riddles aren't exactly tough to figure out or whatever, but to watch them two sort of work their way through this mystery. And then there's a kind of like a crazy moment later on in the episode, and near the end of the episode, where an antagonistic officer that she's had a problem with uses this, the fact that she sort of, connived her way into getting the Riddler out of jail or out of Arkham so that she can help him out. And he uses that as a pretext to essentially, quote, teach her a lesson. And they beat Riddler with pretty badly in front of her and force her to watch and, threaten her. Which, I mean, like, good idea threatening Barbara Gordon. You're going to find out. But that leads them to figure out, they talk to Vicky Vale and figure out, how she, sort of figures into the whole situation of the kidnapping or whatever. And we also get to meet Alfred, who played great by Jason Isaacs, by the way. And that's all real fun and cool. It's basically, this is all, it's all very much in line with Batman story we've heard before, and it feels good. Only thing I will say is, where the heck is Batman? He's literally not in either of the episodes. We get an hour's worth of this show wherein there's no Batman at all. The most you hear is like a recording of something he says on a flight recorder. And that's it. And so it is a bit of a letdown because so far within this show, 4 episodes in, no Batman whatsoever. All we get some Bruce Wayne and presumably in some kind of dream or altered state of mind where he's dreaming about a life he didn't live. And then you get Barbara Gordon being the junior detective with her sidekick Edward Nygma, which is all fun, but we need more Batman. It's my main gripe about this is no more Batman. But overall, it's an interesting story. I'm hoping it's a little more intriguing than these last couple. These last couple episodes are very straightforward. I'm hoping it's a little more intriguing, a little more kind of mind screwy as we go forward. But we'll see. But I recommend it, and you guys, what did you guys think about the episode? And what did you think about what I had to say about this? Get down to the comments, let me know what you're thinking. Of course, you can always hit me up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or @supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. We'll chop it up and keep up with this very interesting audio drama coming to you from Spotify. All right, all you Fabricants and Fleshbags, thanks once again for joining me. Come back next week. We will do this all again for episodes 5 and 6. Until then, I've been Mole Poupée, your resident fabricant and comic extraordinaire on all things pop culture. And I'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.